I'm going to be making another Ankara bag today, a mini size of this particular bag. It's going to be the small version of this, okay? Um, there's the bag, and it is lined with suede material, okay? Sorry if my introduction is going to be a bit messy as a result of the area I am. Something else that I want to draw to your attention is the different outfits I usually put on during filming. This is because memory space on my phone is always limited, so I will always have to do this for like 3 days to complete a particular video. That's all. Let's go straight to the making of the bag. If you want to really understand how I made this bag, go watch the previous video before this one. And the panels of the bag have been cut out. I'm using leather material for the panels, and right now what I'm doing, I'm applying gum to the right side of the panel. This is the main panel. Once you've applied your gum, you're going to lay the wrong side of your fabric on the gum side and cut out the parts that you are not going to need. Ensure that you have excess on your fabric, because I'm going to wrap the fabric, the excess fabric, onto the stabilizer I'm using. Just use your hand to smooth out any wrinkles on the back of the fabric. Next is to apply gum on the edges of your leather that you are using, where you're going to wrap your fabric on. The lining of the bag has been cut out. In this case, I'm using suede material. The next thing is to attach the lining to the external bodies, and the flap of our bag is going to be done first, and we are going to be fixing the magnetic snap. So I'm going to be using two magnetic snap on the flap. And the previous one I made use of a lock at the middle, but in this particular one I will not be using a lock. Next thing we are going to do is to glue our lining to the flap, and before we do that, we are going to apply some gum to the wrong side of the flap, okay? I'm actually making this cute, beautiful bag for a client, and I hope she gets to watch this YouTube video, okay? And I'm trying to hold the lining to the external body of the bag, which is the flap. This is the bottom of the bag, so I'm trying to measure out where I'm going to fix the bottom fit, okay? Again, watch the previous video to get idea on how I fixed a similar bag. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pierce holes on the marked areas where I'm going to fix my bottom fit. Bottom feet have been fixed. You are going to secure them with your tape to hold them in place, just as I'm doing. The next thing you are going to do is to apply gum to the bottom of the bag, where you are going to attach your lining. Next is to fix the external pocket to the main panel of the bag. And before you do that, you're going to top stitch on the external pocket. The pocket has been top stitched. To be sewing the pocket to the main panel, and before we do that, I'm going to be using my double-sided tape. If you don't have a double-sided tape, you can use your gum. When sewing, is sewn around the entire pocket aside from the top stitch area. And here is the pocket. It has been sewn to the body. The next thing we are going to do is to attach the lining to the main panel with gum and then top stitched on the edge. So next is sewing the inner pocket. Once I'm through with the sewing, I'm actually using suede for the inner pocket. We are going to top stitch on it to give it a kind of professional look. Once you get to the end of your work, of your sewing, always back stitch to secure your sewing in place. This is our pocket, inner pocket. It has been top stitched. Next is to sew the pocket to the main panel lining. Okay. Friends, please always ensure you back stitch at the beginning and the end of your work, as it secures your work in place. Here is our pocket sewn to the inner lining. We are going to top stitch on it to give it a kind of a professional look. A measurement of the area where I'm going to place my bottom feet. Putting my double-sided tape on the area where I want to put my bottom panel. Sew the flap to the main panel now by sewing around it to secure it in place. Now we are going to fix two magnetic snaps to the other main panel and then sew it to the bottom panel. finally to sew the side panel to the back by forming it into this shape. How we do that, we are going to gum the lining to the side panel. Thanks guys for watching my video for today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and have a nice day.